All right, you voted reels. So last month I did a video where I talked about adding emphasis into your jigs, and I asked you which tune type you'd like to hear next. The majority of you said reels, so that's what we're going to cover in today's video. For more emphasis tips and other Irish fiddle instructional videos, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you get notified every other Thursday when I post a new video. Now, a quick disclaimer. The emphasis tips that I'm about to share with you are just one of many ways that you can play this tune. And just because they work really well for you on this reel does not mean that they're going to necessarily translate to a different reel. So keep in mind that this tutorial is meant to give you a specific example for things that you can use in your own practice. So now let's get into our tune, which is Lady Anne Montgomery. So what I would do here is I would actually put more emphasis on the longer notes. We have a lot of rocking back and forth, eighth note passages, but I'd actually put a bit more stress on long notes. So we have a lot of those that keep popping up, and I wouldn't actually put stress on it as far as an accent, like a really sharp pull. I wouldn't do that so much, but in order to emphasize that this is an important note, this is an important place for space in the passage, I would actually just kind of exaggerate that it is a long note. So what I'm actually doing there is I'm not putting necessarily more weight in my bow, but I am elongating that note a little bit. So I feel like I'm almost dragging the bow slower, just to really emphasize that it's moving at a slightly different pace. So we don't have the rocking eighth notes. I'm not playing with exactly the same speed of bow throughout the whole tune, and so you would do that by just making it a little bit slower there, just a tiny bit. It's not enough to break up the meter or the rhythm, but you would just want to emphasize that maybe with a tiny bit more weight, but you're mostly just slowing down the bow. You can even kind of do a little pull. You do a slow pull at the start and then speed it up a bit at the end. You could do that to help really exaggerate that long note. And you can also do something where you're literally adding in this slide, which really kind of just draws out that note. So dee-da-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dum. So that's one thing you can do. And by the way, do you already play this tune or not? And are there other tunes, other reels that you would like me to do emphasis tips for? Let me know in the comments. Now another thing you could do is you could actually alternate when you're going to add accents to your rocking eighth note. So you'll know that I mentioned earlier that you want to kind of avoid those sharp pulls in this tune. You could still do something where you're pulling a little bit more on that first first note of your rocking eighth notes. And again, I wouldn't do this every time because it will start to sound a little bit too excessive if you do that, but you can absolutely go in and you can just alternate maybe one passage when you hit that rocking eighth note pattern. You'll accent the first beat and then you'll come back another time and it'll just be really subtle and light. Now in the B part, what I like to do is actually bring the emphasis out by using double stops or chords. So what I'll do is I'll actually hang on this D a lot of the time, even when I'm playing a note on the E string. You could also do an open A. And you can play this rocking pattern really fast so that it actually sounds like you're playing. So you're actually playing that chord the whole time, so it's actually going through the entire time where you're holding that D. So even though I'm not necessarily pulling my bow extra in the B part, I am keeping it pretty steady throughout. I'm actually adding in that emphasis by adding in a chord instead. The best way you can challenge yourself when you're practicing this tune is to just try to avoid accenting beat 1. I mean, you want to even try to just keep it very light and graceful throughout because this is a lady we're talking about in our tune after all. Let's go through the tune one more time and try actually playing along with me and mimicking the emphasis. While you're getting your fiddle out, I wanted to really quick let you know that my online Irish fiddle bowing course, Find Your Lilt, is opening up for enrollment really soon. And right now you can get a sneak peek of one of my most popular lessons in the course, which is all about jig rhythms, plus a free 4-part video training that digs really deep into how to make your Irish jig sound like an Irish jig. To get more info on these and snag your copy, check out the link below this video. Alright, you got your fiddle? Let's play through the tune one more time. Remember to copy my emphasis. 1, 2, 1, 2. If you want to go back and watch the jig emphasis video I did last month, you can check that out right here. And if you watched and enjoyed both of them, you can let me know by leaving a like on those two videos, this one and the jig one, and also by subscribing to this channel. And as always, I appreciate you and your dedication to improving your Irish fiddle skills. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.